Combs Pierce brings the ball up the court. Pulls up, 10-foot Jay, shot no good. Knight gets the rebound. Betchen pushing it up the court. He's got a 1-on-4, so he's going to pull up and wait for his team to catch up. You know, that could be a problem, too, for Sand Springs as we see Betchen get down the court with the basketball. There's 4 defenders for Norman back, and the rest of his team still coming down the court. So Sand Springs will have to get back down the court, transition much more quickly.
By the way, Trace, looks like we had trouble with our stream, so we're joining in late here. We apologize for that, but we should be good now.
All right. So this is the 2026 Titan Classic at Carl Albert High School. Our title sponsor this year is Buffalo Wild Wings, located at 5500 Tinker Diagonal. Thursdays are the new Fridays. Every Thursday, enjoy buy one, get one free boneless wings with B-dubs. Not valid with any other offer. Size exclusions may apply. While supplies last, limit one. Delivery and takeout available at participating locations for a limited time. Delivery subject to availability. Fees may apply. Valid only for orders placed through the Buffalo Wild Wings app or website. We're in the second period right now, brought to you by Whataburger. Whataburger has some Whata deals available for you right now with the Big Ranch Wrap for $3 or 5 premium Whata Chicken Bites for $5 or $4, excuse me, or a Bacon Cheese Whataburger Jr. for $5. Add fries and a drink for $2.49. That's a Whata deal. Well, it looked like Knight was going to get a hand on that three, but he got it off just fine by Robinson. Now pull up 15-foot jumper, shot no good. Rebound by Tarek Smith, who's pushing the ball right back up the court. 35-19, the Norman Tigers lead the Sand Springs Sandites, and it is Aiden Cooper Kelly with the steal. He finds Holt going down the court. Holt in the corner, shot no good. Robinson may have gotten into Farmer a little bit. And then a good cleanup by Sanders. Sanders has been the guy that has been the benefactor of some loose balls and a couple of nice assists.
Yeah, but Norman's really good at having players in, like we call, secondary rebounding position on offense. They got guards who will crash the glass, and they've got some second chance points tonight because of it.
Foul called on Norman. That's going to put Tarek Smith at the free throw line, shooting the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. Remind you that Toonie Buys Houses in any condition, if you or someone you know has a home for sale or that you need to sell for any reason, call today for a cash offer, 405-931-3046. Tarek Smith hits the first of the free throws. 37-20 the score with 33 seconds left to play in the first half.
Yeah, so Sand Springs has stayed in this game by making enough threes, but for the most part they've had trouble passing the ball around this tight Norman defense, a Norman team that has got a lot of team speed.
Smith hits both of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. Bo Billingsley brings the ball to court for Norman, sets up the offense, and lets the clock run down.
Yeah, Sand Springs going with the 3-2 zone. Anytime a team goes zone, it's pretty simple and easy to hold for the last shot unless the zone defense starts to extend and trap.
Under 10 seconds now. Holt on the wing, swinging it around. Robinson in the corner. Somebody's got to shoot. There's the deep three. Boom! It's the Bobby Lewis Insurance three. Drained by Combs Pierce. And here's your triple elite screen printing. Instant replay.
Very good passing by Norman there. They never lost touch with how much time they had left.
Triple elite screen printing for world-class designs and hot new styles. 40-22, an 18-point lead by the Norman Tigers here at halftime in the 2026 Titan Classic on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers. If you've been in a wreck, don't hesitate to call. This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
When you call our firm, you're going to get one of us, not some paralegal or office manager.
Most lawyers, they take more money than their clients. Most of the time, a lot more.
We don't, and we guarantee it.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Muss and Jordan Ray. We're at Carl Albert High School for the 2026 Carl Albert Titan Classic Basketball Tournament. This year being a little impacted by weather, but we're right on schedule for today. Our first quarter of the turn of this game was sponsored by Bell Bonds by Tamara. If you've missed the ball on paying a ticket, call Bell Bonds by Tamara at 405-200-5110. 15-plus years of serving the community. And, of course, our title sponsor for the tournament's Buffalo Wild Wings. Jordan?
Yeah, I want to show people this. You getting ready for the Super Bowl, which is 2 weeks from this Sunday. You pre-order for the big game and get 6 wings on your next visit. So a nice special that Buffalo Wild Wings has going on.
Buffalo Wild Wings, where you can count on Buffalo Wild Wings for every Tuesday for buy one, get one 50% off bone-in wings. Enjoy your go-to wing flavors or try something new. Your new Tuesday rituals here, and it's saucy at participating locations. Not valid with other offers or discounts. See the website or app for details. Our third period, which is where we are about to start, brought to you by Patrick Newby Farmers Insurance, a local family-owned agency since 1978. Scan the QR code on the screen or give them a call at 405-733-7671 for a free quote. The Norman Tigers are leading the Sand Springs Sandites 40-21. They actually adjusted the score on the scoreboard at halftime, Jordan. And Farmer gets a bucket for Sand Springs. Good-looking play there. They found him open under the basket. 40-23 the score.
That's the best half-court play that Sand Springs has run. You know, what's interesting is you see this three hoisted and
boom! It's a
rattled in.
Bobby Lewis Insurance three put up by Kason Robinson, the 6'6 senior.
Yeah, that's the post player making the three. Of course, that's not uncommon in today's basketball. But I was going to say, you can usually, as we have a
Steal
I can't
by
talk
Holt.
when Norman steals or makes threes like this, as they're about to get to the free throw line.
Holt, interesting player, as he drives in, the defender's there to meet him. He uses his hand to push off, and the foul gets called on the defender, which is kind of an interesting thing to see happen.
Well, it's a good tactic. It often works. It doesn't always work, but it often does. What I was going to say is at halftime, Norman came out early to shoot, and Sand Springs came out late. That's kind of that always seems to tell you who's losing and who's winning. The team that is losing usually comes out very late at halftime before the third quarter starts, and it was no different in this game.
Now, that's typically because they're spending more time talking about adjustments and coaches talking different play to happen, and the team that is ahead has a little less talk about it if everything's going right.
Well, there's also coaches challenging players' manhood.
Right.
That happens sometimes. And then it does not get any better for Sand Springs as they have an unforced turnover off a rebound.
Combs Pierce with the basketball, and loose ball now. Billingsley comes up with it. He's dribbling in traffic, behind his back in traffic, into the hands of Robinson, who can't hang on to it out of bounds.
Well, that would have been such a spectacular play, but Robinson couldn't catch that cleanly, and it's not totally his fault. That pass was low, and you're throwing it to a 6'6 guy. You want it high.
Holt for three, back iron. Combs Pierce chasing it down. Billingsley comes up with a loose ball, pulls up at the free throw line, good for two.
So nice and easy with Bo Billingsley. He just has an easy way about him when it comes to executing an offensive play.
15 points for Billingsley.
So he's a great candidate for Whataburger Player of the Game.
Definitely headed that direction. Long pass, just trying to get out of trouble is Cruz Smith, and ball ends up getting tipped out of bounds.
Well, and you saw Billingsley deflect that pass from Price, and that disrupted what Sand Springs could have done with that pass, as they would have had a numbers advantage on that side for a brief moment. So that's where getting deflections, even if it's not your ball yet, can really help.
Cruz Smith at the free throw line, kicks it out. And Betchen for three. Was that three or two?
Yes. There's a three.
That's another Bobby Lewis Insurance three. There's a three. Boom! Bo Billingsley hits another Bobby Lewis Insurance three. Bobby Lewis Insurance has surprisingly great rates. He has location in Choctaw and Del City. You can call him in Del City at 405-670-3665. Betchen off the glass for two.
Sand Springs starting to figure out some things on offense, but Norman's been able to match him right now, and Sand Springs needs to get stops.
Yeah, inside Robinson, shot blocked, and he saves it, throws it back in off of Farmer. It'll be Norman ball on the baseline.
Very good defense from Farmer, and he's not as tall as Robinson, but he positioned himself really well there.
Cooper Kelly checks back into the ball game. Sanders in the ball game. Billingsley passes it in, just comes in, takes the handoff, misses a layup, gets his own rebound. Boy, he's confident with the ball in his hands, isn't he?
Yeah, he kind of made an off-balance play there, but he was able to get his own rebound.
Robinson for three. That shot in and out. Betchen gets the rebound. Now he has the ball in the front court. Corner three. Boom! It's Bobby Lewis Insurance three for Cruz Smith.
Sand Springs can shoot it. There's no doubt about that. They have some other deficiencies in this game, but they can definitely hit the long ball.
They're having trouble running the play to get the open shot is their challenge right now. Knight gets the rebound. Price pushing it down the court. Betchen on Billingsley, gets around him, pulls up at the elbow, puts a shot up. Rebound by Knight. Goes back up and misses that one. Robinson pulls it down, and Billingsley slows things down a little bit. Timeout called by Norman's head coach, Corey Cole. That's a full timeout. 49-31 the score. Norman leading Sand Springs here in the 2026 Titan Classic on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Our home isn't just where you live, it's where you thrive. Elevate it with a roof that reflects your standards. At Cantrell Roofing, we deliver efficiency and high-quality installations. Our A-plus BBB certified team performs the highest level of craftsmanship, and our in-house insurance adjuster handles claims fast and stress-free. Backed by 30 years of experience, our 5-star Google rating reflects the trust we've earned. The better your roof is built, the better it holds up in the Oklahoma weather. Remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray, 2026 Titan Classic, Carl Albert High School. We're in the third period, brought to you by Patrick Moody Farmers Insurance. The Norman Tigers lead the Sand Springs Sandites 49-31 as Coach Corey Cole of the Norman Tigers just called a timeout. Get a little experience and knowledge of Corey Cole over there, Jordan?
Well, you know, we both went to Oklahoma Christian University, and he's a legend at Oklahoma Christian. Great playing career there in the early 90s. And he was an assistant girls coach for many years before I think he went to coach in Arizona. And he came back to Oklahoma to coach at his alma mater, talking about his college alma mater at OC. It didn't totally work out there after 3 years, but now he's at his high school alma mater. I don't know how many people get a chance to do both, Tracy, but he's made it work great at his high school, where he graduated in 1990, I believe, and led them to a state title.
Norman working the ball around, and there's another Bobby Lewis Insurance three. This one for Gideon Holt.
So both teams have guys that can shoot. Norman's got some other things going for him as well.
Just when it feels like Sand Springs is getting something going, Norman just keeps scoring the ball.
Yeah, they've had a response almost every time.
Good to see Javari Hill back out there after he had gone down earlier for hitting the court pretty hard, but he's out there playing now.
Yeah, he did hit it hard. He thought maybe he hurt his head. It's good to see him back.
Combs Pierce, fast break, lays it off the glass, good for two.
And that's one of the big things that Norman has that we don't see as much of from Sand Spring. These guards that can just push the ball and finish in transition. Combs Pierce, really good. He'd be a good candidate for player of the game if Bo Billingsley wasn't playing so well.
Norman lucky they didn't get a goaltending call on their own shot there a minute ago, as one of the Norman players come in and grabbed a hold of the rim as the ball was going. I think the ball was kind of in the net when he grabbed a hold of it, but still could have been a call.
So Sand Springs has made their share of threes, but they've also turned the ball over quite a few times. And Norman has turned some of that into transition points, and other times it's been a dead ball turnover, and Norman gets the stop they need.
Zarek Walker checks into the game for Sand Springs. There's a three from the top of the key. Shot no good. Walker gets the rebound, pushing it up the court, gives it to Price. Price, top of the key, 3. Back iron. A rebound by Cruz Smith. Good ball movement until it goes through the hands of Zarek Walker out of bounds.
That kind of defines what kind of night it's been. That play right there.
Yeah, it really felt like their offense was starting to move the ball well, and then, boom, turnover.
And an unforced turnover, although Norman has definitely forced their share of turnovers as well.
Combs Pierce, a running point for Norman. 23-point lead now. Billingsley posted up in the paint, goes up, and he's going to get the and one.
Again, they go into the post to him. He's done that twice. He's a point guard. You don't normally expect him to post up, but both times he scored. This time he waited, and then he made an assertive move. He was going to see if he got a hard double team. He did not, and so then he said, okay, I can take this guy, and he did.
Bo Billingsley shooting the Toonie Buys Houses free throws, and I believe that's his first free throw attempt of the basketball game. .21 points for Bo Billingsley now. Shot blocked by Robinson. Cooper Kelly comes up with it. Goes left. Price on defense. Billingsley for 3. Boom! It's Bobby Lewis Insurance 3. Make it 24 points for Billingsley.
And he knew he was going to shoot it before he caught it. And when you know you're going to shoot before you catch it, you just shoot it that much better. It's been my experience and the experience of others, I believe.
Combs Pierce misses a shot, gets his own rebound. He's going to kick this one out. Cooper Kelly, shot no good. Robinson gets a hand on the rebound, finally comes up with it and is fouled on the putback attempt.
Yeah, I thought they rebounded their air ball there, but I guess the officials say it was someone got a hand on it from Sand Springs. Norman showing that they would have made this a very compelling second and third day if you play a team like Carl Albert in the second round. Assuming Carl Albert beat Edmond North, so we were still waiting to see what happens there. But that doesn't matter. We're not going to see that matchup because I think Norman's going to go home with the weather.
Yeah.
But then, if they played a team like Booker T on Saturday, that would have been unbelievable. Norman, very much a contender in 6A.
Robinson misses the first of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. Second shot is up. It's back iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by number 21, Hoffman, for Sand Springs. And Norman continuing to put pressure on. It is number 15 for Norman. I don't have him on the roster in the ballgame now. Hoffman drives in, and offensive foul called on Hoffman. Robinson drawing that foul.
Good anticipation. Again, he's the big man, and that's one of the things you want a big man to do is not just rim protect in the sense of shot blocking, but also anticipate drives like that. So I've been very impressed with Kason Robinson this game.
He's playing good basketball, and then to be able to bounce out and hit those shots from the corner as well. Pass inside, Cooper Kelly from the line. Shot no good, rebound by Knight. Sand Springs with the ball. Knight didn't know where to go with it. Had a little pressure on him by Sanders. Cooper Kelly comes out to help Sanders. Forces the issue as Sand Springs has to pass it out. Walker kicks the ball out to Hoffman. Hoffman, boom, it's the Bobby Lewis Insurance 3. 26-point lead for Norman. It was up to 29. Billingsley drives in.
And he finishes with his left hand going to his right there, but, the way he did it, just very quick but smooth as well, the way he operates.
26 points for Billingsley now, or possibly more if I've missed some points in my documentation, because mine are certainly suspect at times, trying to call the game and do it as well. There's going to be an and one for Sanders, as I believe Zarek Walker is getting called for the foul.
And they just have a surplus of guards that can do stuff like that. You saw Billingsley finish, then you see Sanders get the steal and score.
That instant replay you just saw brought to you by Triple Elite Screen Printing. Checking into the game is Preston Clark and Brody Bodenhammer for Norman. Clark, a sophomore. He's the only one on the roster that is not a junior or senior. Missed free throw. Less than a second on the clock, and attempt is no good after the Patrick Newby Farmers Insurance third period comes to an end. It's a 30-point lead for the Norman Tigers over the Sand Springs Sandites, 64-34 here in the 2026 Titan Classic on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray back at Carl Albert High School for the 2026 Titan Classic, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Buffalo Wild Wings located at 5500 Tinker Diagonal in Del City. We're starting the fourth period brought to you by Dynamic Health Clinic. At Dynamic Health Clinic, Dr. Kaufman specializes in athletic injuries and is able to get athletes back in action very quickly using a system called Advanced Muscle Integration. Play better and recover faster at Dynamic Health Clinic. Call Dr. Kaufman at 405-454-6400. The Norman Tigers will lead the Sand Springs Sandites 64-34 as we begin this fourth period. Ball tipped away by Sand Springs, goes out of bounds. Baseline inbound play coming for Norman.
Norman showing zone, and they have they've emptied their bench a bit. Now, of course, looks like they're not going to play tomorrow. But even if they weren't or were, I don't think they're going to do anything different here.
Gideon Holt drains another Bobby Lewis Insurance three from the corner. And Norman more than doubled up on Sand Springs now. Tarek Smith with the ball. Kicks the ball out to Betchen. Betchen for three, it's short. Saved by Hoffman into the hands of Farmer. Good job by Hoffman. Sand Springs working, trying to drive. It seems that their go-to for defense just over and over is to try to dribble and drive. Mm-hmm. And just that passing around the perimeter to find an open man is not in their comfort zone, but it may just be that that's what they're getting from the Norman defense too.
Oh yeah, Norman defense is a big part of that. They're making it hard to pass the ball around or get any separation with their dribble.
Farmer with the ball out top, a little stutter step after he catches it, gets called for the travel.
Now, if I had more time to research this, I would have checked, does anyone from on the Sand Springs roster play for their state title team in football? So they won it at 6A2. I think it's their first. I don't know if it's their first state title, but if it is, if it's not, it's the first in a long time.
Yeah, I believe it was their second, and it's been many, many years. I want to say like back in the 40s or something.
And of course, they're officially Charles Page High School, but they're called Sand Springs in sports because that's just simpler.
Yes.
Now you can't do that for Carl Albert. You can't call them Midwest City because there already is a Midwest City.
Well, when you have a school district associated with a town and it only has one high school traditionally, historically, and it's not named by that school district or town name, it's kind of hard to remember, where that is. But it does allow you to, at least in the future, to already have a naming scheme when you build a new high school, if that's the case. Well, that's unusual in the Tulsa area.
It is, but the interesting thing about Sand Springs, as you see a foul called on Jake Clift, a 6'5 junior. But I believe Sand Springs, from what I heard, and this is not official, nothing's official about tomorrow, but Sand Springs actually is able to stay because they're going to stay the night, and they might be able to play a couple early games tomorrow because their girls team as well. We'd love to have seen Norman play tomorrow, whether it's Carl Albert or against anybody, but I don't think that will happen.
Farmer hits the first of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. Second shot is up, and it falls out. Looked like he was going to get the roll on that one, but no such luck. Three from the corner, put up by Asher Benton, who's now in the game for Norman. Shot no good. And foul called. I believe that foul's going to be on Preston Clark.
Yeah, Corey Cole's being as vocal as he's ever been this game, anyway. Even though his team's up 30, but he's got some younger players in that need to be coached.
Cruz Smith takes the inbound pass as he's driving in the lane, and then he's going to call for the foul, reaching in from behind on
Preston Clark. Preston Clark got away with a grab on that last inbounds play, and so Cruz Smith that may have been a frustration foul there.
Inbound play goes to Benton. Back to Clark. Norman just working the ball around the perimeter. Got several subs in the game now. It's a big junior in there, Jake Clift. Shot no good. Rebound by Tarek Smith. Farmer at the elbow, spin move, goes up, lays it off the glass.
All right, let's get a Sand Springs replay in there. That's a very good move by Farmer.
There's your triple elite screen printing instant replay. Benton pulls up with the short jumper, puts it in for two.
Just continue to find myself very impressed with the guards of Norman.
And foul called on Norman. That's going to put Cruz Smith at the line shooting two free throws, courtesy Toonie Buys Houses.
I feel like if Deer Creek can win the state title last year in boys basketball, it kind of shows it's wide open. And, Choctaw nearby will be a threat and on the boys' side for sure and on the west. And Norman is too.
Norman, Mustang,
absolutely. Their coach there has done a really good job. The newer coach, they replaced the old one, and they beat up on Carl Albert boys in their Mustang tournament. That's the only loss for Carl Albert boys so far.
Miss on the Toonie Buys Houses free throw after making the first one. Norman gets the rebound, pushes the ball down the court, and a pass down low from Combs Pierce. Not handled by Cliff. It goes out of bounds. 29-point lead for Norman, 69-40.
Yeah, zipped that one a bit too much.
This is the Dynamic Health Clinic fourth period. See the Carl Albert Lady Titans gathering together, getting ready to come out on the court for warm-ups for their basketball game. It'll be the last girls' game of the night here in the first round of the tournament. Kind of hard to call it a tournament knowing what we're looking at for the next couple of days. It's really just going to almost become more of a festival.
Yes, that's exactly what's going to become. And you just make use of what you got as Combs Pierce with a foul on Price, I believe.
The interesting thing, though, is it'll still count as a tournament on the schedule and not count toward the game number of games played, only count toward the number of tournaments entered by the team. So they could play several games tomorrow. If a team wanted to play 2 games and get some benefit out of that without it counting against their total games played.
That's interesting because I was thinking about a team, I won't say who, that could use an extra game that's already played 3 tournaments. And well, if they're available, call them up for tomorrow if you need an extra boys team.
Now, if they were not entered in the tournament already, that might be an issue, though.
Yeah. Well, you should get an exception for that.
There you go.
Because, again,
especially with all these weather issues.
It's become a festival, and I know this team I'm thinking of has an extra game that they could play.
Yeah.
Well, not up to me, though. It was just an idea I expressed to Coach Price.
So we got a timeout on the court. It is a full timeout. 4 minutes left to play here in the 2026 Titan Classic game between the Norman Tigers, Sand Springs Sandites, 70-43. The score, Norman on top here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray back at Carl Albert High School for the 2026 Titan Classic, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. We are in the fourth period sponsored by Dynamic Health Clinic, and Norman Tigers leading the Sand Springs Sandites 69-43. Norman with the ball coming out of the timeout.
You see some starters back in. So now they're kind of playing it with, Billingsley in. Also, he didn't start, but we do have Aiden Cooper Kelly in. As he gets fouled and head to the free throw line. So they're not completely emptying their bench, and maybe that's in part because they're not going to play tomorrow.
Well, and maybe this is an effort, because this is one of the things I hate to see when you got a player that you're wanting to develop, and the only time he gets playing time is with other second-string guys, never gets to really play with the starters. And so you've got, your 6'5 junior Jake Clift now with your starting point guard on the court. Does that make a difference in how he gets the ball down low? And so maybe this is a little opportunity to develop him. And then we've got number 25 on the court who, again, we don't have him on the roster either.
That's true.
Cooper Kelly hits.
That take care of it at halftime.
Cooper Kelly hits the Tootie Buys Houses free throws. 71-43 the score now. Norman leading Sand Springs. Number 1, Cruz Smith. Again, dribble and drive by Sand Springs. Ball staying outside. Knight working the high post. Price trying to drive in. Dangerous pass back to Betchen. Hill for 3. Boom! It's the Bobby Lewis Insurance 3 by Javari Hill.
Now, I've liked how Hill's played this game, and considering he got hurt earlier, I'm happy to see him make that shot.
Billingsley running point now, and that ball out of the hands of number 25 for Norman, who reels it back in. Cooper Kelly for 3. Shot is short. Cooper Kelly probably would have been a foul earlier in the game, but here late with the score lopsided, didn't get the call on that one. Price, backside layup for 2. That's his first bucket of the ball game, I believe.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a tough night. Some of the bigger guards for Norman have really hounded him, but he made a really good move there.
Billingsley kicks it out. 3 by number 25 is long, and Cooper Kelly gets called for the foul.
I was saying earlier, it's kind of surprising because Aiden Cooper Kelly was at Norman North last year, but you do see, players move. We've seen that with Lawton schools a lot. And next week when we have Midwest City and Carl Albert here in a big game, one part of the intrigue of these games is that Midwest City, their point guard, Adrian Randall, was with Carl Albert last year.
Yeah.
He'll be making his return to his old home.
Now, he was not a real big guy.
No.
Slightly.
He's a point guard in a smaller one.
Yeah, so slightly disadvantaged. However, plays big from what I can remember. Really enjoyed watching him play. So, and he's playing where now?
At Midwest City.
All right.
Very intelligent player. You probably need him to score more, though, through the Bombers.
Javari Hill shooting the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. Connects on the last one. 71-49 the score now. Down to the 2-minute mark left in this basketball game. Bodenhammer kicks it over to Clark. Clark almost throws that one away. Sanders inside. Number 15 goes up. Little post move. Shot no good. Knight gets the rebound. Price pushes it up the court for Sand Springs. It's stolen away by Sanders. He's going up and gets a little out of position. Cleaned up, though, by number 15 for 2 points. Minute and a half left now. On the court for Sand Springs is number 30, Grady Harris. Number 20 also in the game, who I do not have on my roster.
And that's for Sand Springs?
Yes.
Okay, we'll see if they play tomorrow, we get that fixed.
Number 20 for Sand Springs, number 15, and number 25 for Norman. Knight shooting the Toonie Buys Houses free throws off the front of the rim with the first shot. No good.
By the way, how about our player of the games, Tracy? I definitely we got strong candidates.
Yeah, we're winding down here, and I think, regardless of how well and what kind of impact some other players may have had, Bo Billingsley, clearly the player of the game for the Norman Tigers. And again, my stats are not the authoritative stats. I try to keep a good record during the game. I might miss a bucket or two occasionally. But as I'm looking here, we got 26 points for Bo Billingsley. And he came back in the game for just a little bit late to try to get the ball in the hands of some other players. He plays post position several times in the ball game as well as point guard. He's got an inside game. He can shoot the ball outside, and he sees the court well and defends well also. Bo Billingsley, our Norman player of the game. And I think I got to go with Joe Farmer for the Sand Springs Sandites. Betchen also had a good game, but Farmer did a lot of good things, kept them in it for a while there early, and just not enough. 73-51 the score now as Javari Hill hitting the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. But our player of the game sponsored by Whataburger on 15th, Southeast 15th in Midwest City. Whataburger's What a Deal is here. Get the new Big Ranch Wrap for $3, 5 premium Whata Chicken Bites for $4, or a Bacon Cheese Whataburger Jr. for $5. Add fries and a drink for just $2.49. Now that's a What a Deal at Whataburger, located at 5925 Southeast 15th Street, Midwest City.
And we had both Whataburgers in the ownership for both Whataburgers in Midwest City have helped us with this tournament, which is corporate ownership and the franchise, the Vibe. So that's been huge as far as getting this tournament streamed.
I remember the first year that I helped you out over here with the tournament, Whataburger was a sponsor then as well. So they've been pretty consistent with that. Javari Hill with the steal. Playing big, going up, lays it off the glass, misses the layup. It's number 25 for Norman getting the rebound. Outlet pass to Clift. He gets it over into the hands of Benton. Shots up, no good. Battle. Clift gets it. He's the big man on the court right now. Under 20 seconds now. Clark in the paint. Floater no good. And number 15 from the free throw line, no good. That should be it. Walker's going to feed the ball down the court, and I believe it is, who's holding on to it out there, number 30? Yeah. Harris hangs on to it to the buzzer sound, 73-51. The final score is the Norman Tigers defeat the Sand Springs Sandites here in the 2026 Titan Classic on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Thanks for watching this presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.